Hello, welcome to another video on my channel. Today I have some Kiara Sky gel polishes to swatch, and then we're going to do some holiday nail art.
Give it to me like...
So I got Now in Zen, which is a really cool shimmery green. It's like perfect for Christmas. Or I got Snow Bunny, which is like a kind of soft white. See what that looks like. And then I got a Black Tie Affair, which is just another black, and I just think it's not as black as, well, maybe it is, we'll see. So we got those. And then I got a no wipe top coat and a nice no wipe top coat that's matte. It's a velvet matte. So I thought I would swatch the new colors and then do some nail art on some swatch sticks. So I was thinking like something like that for the tartan, because it's got the black. We can do use some of the white in there, and I could add some sparkles, and maybe I'll just do like a shimmer sparkle that I'll shimmer on top in place of that. Okay, so we'll try that. We'll try it in a shiny, we'll try it in a matte, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, all right, so we're gonna start with this one. So I'm going to swatch them all three of them, and then we'll get right into the tartan nail art. So Nail Art Swatch Series Episode 6, Holiday Edition. And then we'll take a look at the finished swatches at the end. Okay, so Snow Bunny, Black Tie Affair, Now in Zen. Okay, so I'm going to start with Now in Zen. I'm going to do, I don't know if I show it, but starting off with one coat on a clear swatch. It's really not dark enough. I had to do 2 coats just to sort of get that green to show through. So 3 coats would probably do the trick if you have like a pink underneath or a clear nail underneath. But you can see as I'm putting it on that it's really not that strong. So it's just a little bit of a green shimmer. So you definitely need 2 or 3 coats. So I'm going to do a couple coats on this one, but I want this one toned down. So this one I'm going to use a Black Tie Affair. So I'm going to do 1 coat of the black underneath, and then I'm going to do, I think I do 1 coat of Now in Zen on top, and you see the green really pop. So the green shimmer really shows on a dark background. So those are the ones, or the colors I decided to go with. Green as my base background for the tartan. So I'm going to pop that into the lamp to cure. I am going to use my Stripy brush, my Celina Rydén Stripy brush, to do my lines. Okay, so I'm going in with a second coat. And I really just wanted to give a variation of the tartans. I think I'll do 1 matte, I'll do 1 shiny, and just sort of see how they turn out, which one I like better. But I just really want to see how these colors worked with, different color nails underneath. So you can see this one already. That green is really starting to show through. So this is beautiful on top of the black. It's nice as well if you do like 3 coats, but I really like how these turn out. All shimmers always turn out best on a black background or like a dark color, and especially this one. Like green is not one of my favorite colors to work with, but this one I really, really like. So here I'm just making sure that the top gets covered. That little sort of apex or bubble by the, cuticle area basically. Never, like the polish never sits properly, so I always have to kind of work a little harder there. But that's the difference between the two of them. Pop those in the lamp. And then I'm going to use a black tie affair to do the first lines on my tartan nails. And I am going to matte both of them so that they're easier to work on. So that's the first one on the clear nail, matted out of the lamp. So yeah, like this, the polish just like slides everywhere if you don't matte it or buff it. So it's best just to matte the nail, do your design, and then you can decide what you want to do after, if you want to matte it on top or put a shiny top coat. So I'm just kind of following, like a typical tartan design. I did take inspiration from the tartan nail I showed in the beginning. But this is just my first line. I'm kind of placing a little bit of an outline. I am going to go over these just to make sure I get like a stronger color, stronger line work. Again, these, like I love the stilettos, but they're so hard to work on sometimes. It almost like your perspective is off when I'm trying to do a straight line. But it turns out it's okay. So here's my little cleanup brush, just if I see anything a little bit crooked. So before I cure, I am trying to make sure these are as straight as possible. And then I'm going to do a couple across. So one sort of like a third up. Yeah, 1/3, right? Up the nail. And then the other one, 1/3 down from the nail. And I'm going to make these ones a little thicker. My first go through, they're not as thick as I wanted them, so I do go over them again. But the cool thing about tartan is you can kind of keep working with it. So you can cure, go over to make it darker, make it thicker, cure again. I do have to continuously go over these lines, and you'll see when I start to put in some of the other colors that I definitely have to go over it again because it's just not dark enough. So this is, especially on this nail, this is a trust the process kind of nail, but we'll get there. All right, so once we are done with that outline, popping it into the lamp. Now on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Like already I like this one. Like love this one. Much better. I just like the deep tone. And just like the dark of it. The dark colors. And I don't know why. I feel like my lines are better. Something about a black background, maybe. Or a darker background. So one thing about a black tie event. Is that what it's called? The black tie event? It is not a fully opaque black. So I do have to go over this quite a few times to make it dark enough. I do pull out my Perfect Black by Madame Glam because I just wanted a little bit of a darker look to it in some of the other spots. But just note, this one is a little more sheer. So if you want to get really dark black lines, you want to go over it a few times, several times actually. So same thing, one line down the side, a third of the way up, a third of the way down, and then we're going to pop it in the lamp to cure. Okay, so those are out of the lamp. First line's done. So you can see this one. The black is not that opaque. You can see it's very sheer. I definitely have to go over it again. And just the fact that it's got like that white clear underneath is actually making it even worse in a way, right? So already I'm liking my darker now. So I grabbed my, this is the Madame Glam, oh gosh, what is it called? Eco-Chic Red with the sparkles. So it was from like that little holiday bundle that I chose. And I'm trying to use this as like that shimmer part of the tartan. But as you can see, these little sparkles are not actually little sparkles. They're too big. So as I'm painting it on, you can see the red is very translucent. So there's a kind of like open spaces, and then the sparkles are like spreading out a little too far down. So suggestion would be to use like a goldy color or something that has sort of smaller sparkles in there, so that when you're doing this, you don't have to go over it 50 million times, which is pretty much what I have to do here. What makes it worse on this is the fact that I've got the clear nail underneath. If it had a darker nail underneath, I think it would have covered it up a little bit better. But yeah, it's just very noticeable with the clear. So we're going to work on that again, going in the lamp. And then for the darker tartan, I'm going to use the Snow Bunny to do, well, I'm going to do it in the place of the sparkle. I just wanted to give it sort of a different look. And so far, I really like it. So doing the same thing on this now. Curing. Now, on this one, I am going in with a darker black. I think am I using the darker black? That other little spot is the Madame Glam Perfect Black. So no, I'm actually not. But I'm going over it again. You can see it's much better. It's coming through much stronger. So you do have to do a few coats with this black. Same thing here. Going over my black. I think I'm making these a little bit thicker. So like this one, like right away, it looks neater to me. It looks nicer to me, and I don't even have a sparkle in it. It's just super simple. I'm using the colors, and it looks amazing already. At least to me it does. So after this, I'm going to cure. And then we're going to continue just sort of cleaning up these lines. And then this one, I think I'm going to use a shiny top coat on this one. to bring out that green shimmer on the black nail. And I think the other one I'm going to top it with the velvet matte. Okay, so you can see when I went over with the black, it sort of cut through my little snow bunny lines. So I'm just going over these again so that they're on top of the black lines. And so they show a little stronger. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top. So one thing I keep messing up is I'm not pulling my liner brush and twisting it. So I'm kind of getting like a little bobble of gel on the end, which starts to give me problems. You'll see. I start to get like little clumps of bobble gel, and then I got to pull it through to make it smoother. See, I'm starting to notice, and I'm starting to do it, like pull my brush through the gel a little better as I go along, but there we go. I like that. Just cleaning up my lines, making sure they look as straight as possible. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other nail. And just add some white to it. So like this one, I'm already, like, I'm looking at it when I was doing it. And I'm like, I'm not putting a shiny top coat on this. The matte. So what I notice is when you use a matte, if something looks too busy, or like to me this looks messy to me. Matte top coat totally smooths everything out. So it almost saves the design.
Hide your mistakes. Hide your mistakes.
It does hide the mistakes a little bit. And I noticed that with the matte top coat, this sparkle red actually shimmers through it. So it looks really cool. So it did work out in the end. But like looking at it now, if I was to put a shiny top coat on this, I don't know. It would look, I just think it looks too messy. But watch what happens when you put the matte on. Like totally smooths it all over. Here you see the baubles on the white end over there. So I'm going to be cleaning that up, just fixing that. I do sort of play around with this for probably much longer than I needed to, or than I should have. And I'm going to go over again with the red so that the red pops out a little more. Okay, so I'm going to put the velvet matte and watch the magic. So like, look at that. Right away, it totally smooths everything else. Hides any imperfections. And then you can go over with the sparkle again. So I'm just making that a little stronger, deeper. Trying to sort of make sure that there's like a shimmer or a sparkle in every part of the line. And then I'm going to go over it again. Because then as it mattes, see, it's looking messy again to me. So as it mattes, you're going to see sort of like shimmery sparkles in the matte underneath. So it looks really cool. So if I was to do this again, I would pick a different shimmer or a different sparkle. Definitely. But in sticking with the holiday theme, this works. So it's definitely a simplified tartan. And honestly, I don't know how this would look on every nail. I think it would just be for like an accent nail. Same with this one. Now this one I really like. So I'm just going to finish up the last of my lines using the Madame Glam Perfect Black. Then I'm going to cure. And I'm going to top it with a shiny top coat for this one. And then the other one I'm going to do in the Velvet Matte, cure, and then we'll come back and look at the final reveal for these and the swatches. Okay, swatches, top coated, 2 coats on each. Snow Bunny, oh my gosh, what's the friggin' black one called? Oh, a Black Tie Affair. And then Now and Zen is the green. So here's the first one with like that light sort of shimmer. And you see how the matte just like cleans it right up. And then this one, so this one looked really sharp matte as well. But the shiny top coat really brings out that green shimmer on the black. So wanted to sort of switch it up a bit and get used to the shiny top coat, matte top coat from Kiara Sky. So there we have it. There are the 2 tartans. One with the Snow Bunny and a little bit of Madame Glam Perfect Black in there, and the other one with our, what's it called? Eco-Chic Red Sparkle. And here are the colors again. So I'm happy about the black and the white. They are a little lighter. They're not perfect white and perfect black, so to speak. And the green shimmer. Not a fan of green. Not a huge fan of green, but I really like this green. So Nail Art Swatch Series 6. That's the red I used. Holiday Edition. Tartan nails using Kiara Sky gel colors. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time.